What's up, guys? So I thought that I would do a quick video on something that I heard about yesterday and it was brought to my attention. But it's interesting because I find that no matter where you turn to, it seems like they're out there to get you, period. Like, it'll make sense in a moment, but I don't know if you guys have become aware of this one guy who pointed out to the fact that he was getting videos recommended to him based on contents that involved kids or something. And then the comment section seemed to be full with a lot of filth and clutter and junk. And when I took a look at that stuff, I'm like, I agree that the comments, especially comments that suggest that you are a girl ass person who would go out and try to harm a child, I think that that is absolutely inappropriate and we should take action against that. But the thing that worries me about this is it's not like YouTube is the way I make a living, right? But just for anyone out there whom this affects, because this to me seems like everything in life, there's more to the story than meets the eye. My concern is, or my impression is, why on God's green earth are you going to penalize a creator when they are absolutely not responsible for what people post on the comment section? So I'm thinking, if you're really that concerned about what people are saying and posting, the community has the power to report that kind of content, correct? Well, I think that, okay, YouTube has been doing their thing about hiring people to be able to tackle this situation. Something about, I think Philip said that there's like 10,000 people getting hired or something. And then there's the so-called 300 hours of video that get uploaded every, what, minute or so. I'm thinking, well, how about if you create some kind of crew that is like dedicated to being moderators, because I find that there is a lot more that specific users could be doing. Users that they know the platform well, have been here for a while, spend a long time here. Why not give more power to the so-called people as opposed to having a designated team within the company to do it? I think that nothing is better than having members of the community themselves do the job, but you have to equip them with the tools to be able to do that. Have you ever been a member of a forum? They have moderators. They have like moderators on different levels. You can have a moderator for an entire channel. You can have a moderator for an entire topic. You can have a global moderator for like an entire, say, moderators for streams, moderators for everything, you know, something like that. Just divide it all up. But to penalize a creator for something that they absolutely do not have any control over, to me that doesn't make sense, because the message that this sends to me is that if I am discussing a topic, you know, like you guys are used to, you guys have an idea of what kinds of topics I address, how do I have control over what you guys say? So we can censor words. Like, for instance, if I don't want to hear people say, your hair is frizzy or something, I can type that up under my settings, your hair is frizzy, and it'll treat it like a cuss word. I personally have established certain filters on my channel because there is stuff that I did not want to leave in my comment section for too long during a time when I was getting flooded with a lot of comments. I said, I don't want to be sending the wrong message and have my comment sections cluttered and polluted with junk. So I created a list of phrases that I consider may potentially offend someone. And because I am just a one-woman army, I'm like, okay, by the time I catch this inappropriate comment, the damage will have been done. How about if I can establish this filter to help me narrow it down and catch it on time for me to approve, and so on and so forth. And of course, the filter tends to filter everything that is not bad, and sometimes it allows for stuff that's bad to go through. But again, I'm repeating this, but it's really crazy to me that you're trying to clean up, take care of a problem, and now you're thinking that the acceptable way to do this is to penalize absolutely everybody and put everyone's livelihoods at risk. See what I mean? So I think that the best way to do this would be to kind of test the waters like they always do, but be better about communicating things. Because in the past, I think this was last year or the year before, YouTube was like, oh, we're trying something with the algorithm, but they were not communicating that to us. And a lot of us are eagle eyed. We know our channels, we know the pattern, we know the behavior of our subscribers. So when we noticed something messed up, we're going to call it out. And unfortunately, the higher ups, they are not always very transparent. It takes us putting time and effort into building our case for them to finally admit and acknowledge the stuff that we're bringing up to their attention. So it's not like we can trust our leadership. So if our leadership is really that concerned about doing what's best for the website, especially with the ever increasing traffic and the fact that we don't even have the proper technology to deal with people who, first of all, make accounts that are robots that just spam the crap out of every comment section, and the people who are just really messed up in the head and they say things like that, well, how about if you implement a system that you can at least ensure that we can keep coming here for those people whose livelihoods ride on this? You can come here and you can still count on you making your ends met, as opposed to you realizing, you know what, this is my livelihood and I cannot rely on this anymore. Nobody deserves to be put in a situation where you do not know what to count on. So again, I guess as someone who doesn't own the site, you have to play by their rules. But if YouTube also wants to protect their image and their perception that the consumers have, I think that the first thing you gotta do is be extremely transparent and not wait for someone to catch the flaw, the inconsistency in the pattern, and then try to deny it and then finally admit it, because that tells us that we cannot trust you. So honestly, I feel like this is a problem, and of course YouTube is trying to do everything in their power to combat it, but to actively be like, you know what, any kind of comment section that may be harmful in any way, we're going to penalize them. It doesn't matter what kind of trajectory the creator has. It doesn't matter the very basic fact that you don't have control over what people will post, even who will find you. You know, to pass the consequence onto the creator, it really sucks. And I'm just expressing that that's how I feel about it. That's the perception that I have. You guys are welcome to fill me in on more details. I know that I did not really expand on the story that originated this, because it seems like one guy single-handedly caused for all these advertisers to pull their ads in like panic mode, like, oh, we are a righteous company, so therefore we want to pull our ads from a company that's clearly what is it, allowing for this stuff to happen on their platform. No, YouTube is not saying we tolerate this stuff. It's just that people have witty ways of getting away with things. You know, like when you develop something, there's going to be a way to commit crimes with it. So it's like saying, 100 years ago, could you have been charged and tried for crimes that only exist in the present? No. So I think that there is a better way to address this that we have yet to discover, and this is definitely not going to really be the most effective way to go about it, because again, it seems like every year around this time we have a major adpocalypse, and then we are the ones who have to suffer the consequences. And you know, it's already difficult to make it in life as it is, so you are possibly ruining some people's lives, and I don't think that that's fair on anybody. But anyways, I'm gonna catch up with what you guys are saying, and after that I gotta bail. Hey Viking, is this due to all the pedos commenting on videos? Yes, that is exactly what this is about. And it's, again, it's crazy. it's insane that anyone actually deliberately wakes up one morning and they're like, you know what? I'm going to get on the comments and I'm going to troll or maybe even express my ill intent. But of course, I'm going to hide behind the anonymity of the internet, etc. And I'm like, is it really our job to be on top of that stuff? Like, we are not individuals who are trained on dealing with people who clearly have psychological problems with access to computers. I think that that is a problem that goes beyond this platform. So if you know someone who has weird tendencies, you need to report them in real time so that they can be taken care of and possibly have their privilege of accessing technology and then dropping their filthy stuff that affects other people's lives. I think that is the proper way to combat it. You need to be more proactive in real time as opposed to the internet. Like, the internet can sometimes be the best indicator because it's not like everyone with these kinds of thoughts are going around expressing that this is how they think and this is what they're dreaming about and what they're planning and want to do, yada yada. But sometimes people give telltale signs in real life. So, has this person had weird tendencies or something? I cannot believe that no one ever notices a pattern, a strange behavior on someone that would give them a way to demonstrate that there is something possibly very wrong with this person. See what I mean? So I'm not trying to say that the people in real life are the ones guilty that these people behave in this manner. I'm not saying that at all. We don't have a way of figuring that out. How would I know who you are online if you don't tell me what your username is? You know, there's accounts that I have that you guys wouldn't know that's my account because I have a completely different name and whatnot. But it's crazy. It's passing along the responsibility to people who are not equipped to do that. So that's really my concern here. Hello, Dan. Viking says, what was happening was the pedosaurs were adding timestamps to the comments to point out suggestive poses within the content, hence now comments disabled for content with minors. And see, in a situation like that, how good is that restrictive YouTube mode? Is that something that could have saved us from the problem? Is that something that would have prevented this from happening? What, like, I feel like us as creators, we need to be better instructed on what every tool that's out there is, because I get the feeling that a lot of us don't know what certain features do that maybe could prevent problems like these from emerging. But maybe it's just a matter of YouTube, at least they should have a trial set in place to be like, you know what, guys, we're going to try this and that for a little while. If you encounter any problems, we will make sure to compensate you in one form or another. But the problem with this is that adpocalypse happens, we all suffer the consequences, and we get no incentive for all of our work that we put into our content. We don't get any of that back. At least I'm someone who, again, I don't depend on this at all. I don't put any effort or production into my content because, you know, I don't have anything to sustain me in here. So I'm trying to put myself from the point of view of this is my livelihood. This is the time and effort that I do. I have done movies and videos in the past, so I know the amount of detail and work that goes into it, like especially major creators who have their time at the disposal, the technology and resources at their disposal, and the amount of work that goes into it. That mess needs to be rewarded. That is a job. And there's some people who do not even want to acknowledge what people do. Content creation is something that very often does not go acknowledged as a real job or a real career. And I'm like, no, the arts do cost effort. So during this time when our talent that we rely on to make a living is not being compensated for the way we expect and make plans for to sustain us, what happens then? So I think that we need to come up with a solution for that. if there is an adpocalypse to where people get affected and we were absolutely innocent and we can prove it, it's like we should be able to see all or at least a huge chunk of the, say, money and earnings that we lost as a result of YouTube's algorithm fucking up like it does sometimes. See what I mean? So we just need to come up with something that keeps every party happy, because this will make it seem like YouTube is okay, they're being cops and police and sanctioning everyone who's not complying, yada yada. But in the grand scheme of things, this is doing more harm than good. It's still not ridding the site of the problem. So it's a step in the right direction. Like, there's initiative, and I like seeing that. But to just be like, everyone is going to suffer the consequences if your comment sections is polluted. It's like, I'm not trying to make content that's dirty for the algorithm to penalize me, but what if someone who knows that I am creating this topic, talking about it, they have this dirty mind, now they're going to use that against me and be like, oh, your comment section is clean, oh girl, I can totally change that. See what I mean? So it's like, in a sense, it can keep people from speaking up about this because you may draw the wrong crowd. But critically, on the internet connected, everything is connected, we can all find each other, track each other down. What's to keep something like that from happening? You know, I always like to imagine what's the worst that can happen. So that is one of my crazy thoughts. The users can re-enable them, but it is a manual process. That too. Like, a lot of the stuff that needs to happen for you to get your money, a lot of it is something that, unless you're closely monitoring this, you may not even realize that you're not making your money. Like, for example, sometimes I have uploaded a video that was supposed to have been making money, and for some reason, the monetization was not enabled. And I'm like, damn, I didn't do anything that was different. I have not changed phones. I have, like, everything seemed routine. But for some reason, I missed out on that revenue because, you know, after you upload something, the first couple of hours is when you make your most money. And although I don't even seem to break over 30 views usually with my videos, it's like thinking back to a time when I was not monetized because of the second adpocalypse. I'm like, all the money that I missed out on just because YouTube decided that they're going to raise the bar. And I'm like, no, I was making money before then, and now you took that away from me. And now when I am not as, lucrative, that's when you re-implement my privilege. What? You really think I'm not deserving of a compensation for that time when you decided to create a rule that I had absolutely not a say over, and you said that you consulted creators like me to make that decision? No, you never came to me asking me how I feel about the rule that you were about to implement. You went to your top creators. Top creators cannot relate to me anymore because they have a platform already. They don't know what it's like to start a new channel in modern times. They have been in the game for a while. So their voice, why are you making it more valuable than mine? Who knows what I go through, you know? So, but anyways, I just think that we need to have a fair representation, because clearly small, nearly inexistent channels like mine, I don't have a voice. And, you know, I'm not tripping because, again, this is not my dream. This is not how I'm about it critically. That's how I would feel. I'm like, no. It's like, where's the democracy in YouTube? See what I mean? It's like my voice doesn't have much power because I'm at nobody on the site. But somehow you're trying to make me believe that other people can speak for my interests when you don't know what my interests are. You're making a big assumption right there that your top creators can really serve as my personal voice. No, because every decision that you have made in the past impacted my ability to grow my channel. It just made it insanely more difficult, especially having your content somehow become popular or trending. Like the recommended tab at least helps somewhat, but it's definitely not. I know competition is fierce in the site. I get it. You gotta be competitive, but what can I say? I don't feel like I have, like, my interests are being represented by the major creators. You know, they already have their, like, their roots. They're rooted in here, and if you're new to the site, you're just in the wild west, it seems. So, but anyways, that's just me. Um, Again, I'm just not big or anything, and I'm not dreaming of that, but I'm trying to imagine how I would feel in that situation. And then I guess you're getting a feel for what the topic is now, then. But if you're still confused, let me know and we'll try to clarify it. In the scheme of things, this is where algorithms are failing. There needs to be more active checking of comment sections by the creators and community members to keep on top of this. You know what? You're absolutely. I agree with you on that because again, it's like it's like leadership in a company. If you are someone who is an administrator, you spend time in your office. Those of us who are on the floor, we observe more. We are the ones directly interacting with the consumer. So people who float around watching videos and some people who read the comment sections before they even watch a video, those people, give them tools to be able to moderate the forum. Treat the comment section like it is a forum. So that way, someone can be constantly moderating that because by the time that YouTube and their team gets to a complaint, a lot of junk happens in between. Whereas someone not quite in an executive position, like on YouTube's HQ or something, at least someone who can deal with the smaller issues, I think that could take care of the problem. Select users who are competitive, they know their stuff, put them out there, give them a chance to help you clean up the site, especially since they spend so much time here. I think that's effective, but you're not giving them the tools. You're not giving them the power to do that. Empower the user, you know? But anyways, I can see why that could be disastrous. How do you prove your shape and judgment at cleaning up a site and junk, right? But at least give them a trial or something. If someone flags a moderator for unjustly, what is it, damaging someone's reputation via the comment section, then okay, you made the wrong call. You suffer the consequences as a moderator. But I don't see that we're trying the best that we can. Like, what's so wrong about giving those positions of power to certain users? See what I mean? Hang on, guys. I gotta do a little something. Hello, Dusty. Okay, I'm gonna catch up. Let's see. Rest in peace, my freedom of speech. It was fun. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like we are being penalized on our ability to express ourselves. I think that's crazy. Since I put on my filters channel, my comment section got boring. I think I might remove the restrictions and have fun, just report them. Use them to a friend, you know, my real name, so I cannot be anonymous. Well, that too, if you have many, like, what is it, many accounts set up and you reveal your identity, then that's on you, I guess. But anyways, I miss your videos today. Not this time. Even music artists gonna pay the radio man to play their music money, cost to make it about the music and more. Yeah, it's all about that stupid middleman. My nephew's in college, he's 18, take very things serious about his career. It's too much bills in the world. Yeah, tell me about it. It's like, this is the way some people make their ends meet, and you're totally just ignoring that. Did you get penalized for a comment somehow? I still don't get what happened. Oh, this is about a specific user who brought it to the attention of YouTube that there was some really messed up stuff going on. But now YouTube is saying that based on your comment sections, you yourself can be penalized. And I'm like, okay, hold on. How is this going to affect all of us? How is this going to affect everybody? So my concern was that how good is YouTube with the way they're implementing the so-called system to detect what's a really messed up comment and whatnot? Because now it seems that across the board, everyone, absolutely everyone, even those who had absolutely nothing to do with this, is going to get penalized one way or another. So I am thinking, what constitutes to an inappropriate comment exactly made by the comment section? That's still not very clear. We're making a lot of assumptions right there. And then another thing was that, okay, this didn't happen to my channel specifically, but eventually it'll affect us somehow, because that's what I'm asking. What constitutes to inappropriate comments? Because it's very, 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 very vague right now. So at least here, what you guys are saying is definitely not wrong. Like, I have not gotten a notification from YouTube or anybody that there's something happening here. But that's what I want. I want information. And when you reach out to them, they give you some bullshit responses. And that's why we cannot trust them anymore. Every time we have a so-called adpocalypse, they're not very transparent with their intentions. So that's why I'm putting this out there and just asking my questions. And then in the future, we can revisit this as information becomes more available to us. But I just think it's whack. It's like you're penalizing everybody when for stuff that's out of our control. How the hell am I supposed to know what you are going to post? How do I know that you're going to be someone with ill intent? And now YouTube is saying that I can be penalized for your actions. I should be responsible for what I put out, I create, and I say, not what everyone else says and any crap that you bring to my comment section. See what I mean? So that is why everyone is upset now. That's what the big debate is now. And Apocalypse 2019 for you. Hi, on a good note, you look very lovely this evening. I appreciate that. So if a pedo is in your comments or reads them, you get no pain, you get no pay. I think it's only if they post their dirty stuff. But now I wonder, if there is someone who is subscribed to me and they happen to have those kinds of tendencies and they get caught, is that going to somehow filter down to me? You know, like anything can happen because computers are not perfect, and that's what YouTube is relying on. This stupid algorithm to do the job that a human should do, because only a human is an entity who can read a phrase and understand the intent behind it. Like, just because I say, oh, I am pissed off, I could hurt somebody, does that mean I am going to physically go out there and hurt somebody? No, it's just a figurative speech. But now this computer could possibly treat it like I am absolutely going to be a violent person who's going to hurt somebody, and then that could get me in land in hot water. That doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? So that's why I'm sitting here questioning this, and then, you know, you guys have your own questions, and I just don't know. Nobody knows. And you don't know, and you don't know, and I don't know. But anyways, so we need mods now. You know, that's just my recommendation. I personally have one moderator. You guys have seen him. His name turns up in blue. And honestly, the whole reason I have it there is because in the past, I was live streaming and there was some buffoon who showed up to my comment section just saying a lot of trash, a lot of smack and everything. And it was really cluttering my comment section. And I said, you know what? I was rambling, and by the time I caught it, the damage had been done. So to avoid that, I just picked a regular and I said, okay, you are going to be my moderator. This is the kind of stuff that I want you to get rid of. If you see someone just being an absolute douchebag, get rid of them for me, please. Because by the time I catch it, you know, the flooding of junk is going to be there, and then I have to like shuffle and scramble and clean that up. And if someone can do that part for me, then, you know, why not? But it's crazy. Moderators is just what I'm suggesting could be a potential solution for the problem. There is a crap ton of people watching videos at any given time who go from comment section to comment section without even watching the video, just reading what other people are saying. This person could be trained and equipped with tools to be able to get rid or report issues that they find in other people's comment sections, because clearly YouTube does not have the manpower to be monitoring everything, the supposed alleged 300 hours per minute video content, whatever, that gets uploaded onto the site. If that doesn't sound like something that's effective, I don't know what they're looking for. Like, are you going to hire the whole planet to keep your website in tip-top condition? No. So just don't be afraid to give average common folks power. But that's the problem. They don't want to give you power. You gotta be an admin for that. Admin doesn't mean anything. Just like being a white collar worker doesn't mean you're a person of integrity. So don't be afraid of the common man, yo. That's what I'm saying. People make everything to make a bill. I believe one day a bill person will use the restroom. Tell me about it. We just need to be aware of what we comment. See, Dan, that's the thing. Everyone should be an aware adult, someone who has consciousness about what they're saying. But there is a fool out there who's going to use this to just mess around, fuck around, you know, like, ideally, everyone would know how to behave. Everyone would practice etiquette. But there's always going to be someone out there who's going to ruin it for the pack. And that is where we are at right now. They will make a bill for Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube videos. I'll be another mod for you if you like. I'll consider it. For right now, it's like the activity is not really like big enough to require that, and unfortunately at this time, from what I understand, if I assign a moderator, they cannot really go through my videos and get rid of bad comments. It's only for streaming purposes, unless I'm missing something. I really did not read far ahead into it, but that's what it seems. I only see that they have powers in streams, because I have asked my current moderator, hey, if you go to this video and you see this comment that my filter held for review, can you see it? And he said, nope. So it is a system that could use some improvement. It has a lot of potential as a tool. Your channel might be the only channel where I don't say stupid stuff. Well, I appreciate that, but don't feel like, if you got something to say that's not going to hurt anybody, I don't mind. Like, you guys are free to say whatever it is that you want to say. But if you're actively trying to flame someone, that's when I'll take action. But other than that, that's the whole point of this, to generate a conversation. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for listening to me. If I find out any more information, I'll make sure to do a follow-up stream about it. But for right now, again, this is fresh. We never know what to expect from YouTube, but anyways, I'll keep you guys posted on it. Or if you guys hear something, let me know, because sometimes it takes me a little while to get to certain stuff based on my agenda and what I have pending, and you guys know, life.